to Voice of Finance, series of conversations with CFOs and finance leadership on how the function adds value in the digital era. Today we have Eva Abans with us, corporate CFO at Mediapro, and we thank you for coming to our office, to our house, Entity Data, to have a conversation about your experience and your thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much, Belén, for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here. Okay, so it's my pleasure.
Eva, let's start a bit with your background, with your career, how you have come to be at the forefront of corporate functions in Mediapro.
Okay, that's a good question because my career is not the typical career for a CFO. It's more the typical career for a consultant, okay? And I'm saying this because I developed most of my career at the professional services side, okay? I started working for Coopers & Lybrand a long time ago, then with PwC after the merger, and after that 17 years with EY. So all my career has been developed with the Big Four, Big Six at that time. And then is the typical case for a consultant, okay? You are working a lot with a client, you feel very comfortable with that client appreciates all the value that you are putting on the table. And one day I received a call from Mediapro that it was one of my biggest clients. I received a call that there was an opportunity and they want me to join with them. And actually it was a big jump because after a lot of years in the professional services, it was a kind of jump to the other side of the table. But I did it. I'm very happy. Okay, it's a very good experience. So I recommend everyone who can go to the other side because it's very rich and the experience that I'm having is amazing. So that is basically, in a summary, in a nutshell, my career.
So that's great and really different, as you've mentioned. Which is also very different is Mediapro as a company. Could you explain us a bit of which is the space where Mediapro acts and your growth strategy?
Okay. Yeah, Mediapro is a little bit unknown. We are very well known because of sports, okay? But Mediapro, first of all, is a multinational company. We operate in more than 35 countries, okay, around the globe. And we have 7,000 people working in Mediapro around the globe. And we are a company with revenue over 1 billion. Okay, so it's a big multinational company, and basically what we do is content, and also everything that you need in order to put that content in a screen. Okay, as I said, we are very well known because of the sports that we do, but we do a lot of non-sports content. We do films, okay, such as El Buen Patrón that has won a huge number of Goyas this edition. We do TV series, we do entertainment programs, and we work for all the free-to-air channels, and we work for all the big platforms such as the Netflix, Amazon's, HBO's of the world. So basically we develop the content and we put that content in a screen. So all the lighting, all the cameras, all the audiovisual services around that content to have that content in a screen is what we do, the content and everything that you need. So we, many times we define ourselves of Mediapro is what you see when you switch on the TV, because we are behind many of the contents that you see on a TV screen.
And how do you see the industry that is pretty dynamic that you operate in? How do you see it evolving?
Okay, we are very lucky because we are in an industry that is growing a lot. Okay, we all notice the highest demand for content with COVID and with the lockdown. but it's not something that just happened because of that. It was coming before COVID. We all realized about the new platforms that were coming into the market. Okay, but it's more a question that now more and more contents are demanded by the audience. Okay, and different contents. So what we are seeing is that there are contents now that are demanded that they weren't in the past, okay, because it was kind of more limited to given type of content. So now you have all type of contents in the different platforms and TV channels, and that is growing a lot. But also what is helping us with that growth is the technology. The technology is evolving everything, and obviously it's evolving also the content industry. But this technology, we always say that it's a friend of us because it helps us to develop new services and new experiences for the audience. Okay, so everything that has to do with the metaverse, everything that has to do with the artificial intelligence, the augmented reality, all this technology provide us new tools to develop new products to our clients. So we are in a terrific moment with operating in an industry with significant growth prospects.
And how this evolution, this agile innovation that you experience affects to the corporate services, how the corporate services professionals have to evolve to serve?
Okay, probably because of my background that I have been always developing business. Okay, when I was in the professional services industry, what I see is that the corporate side of the business has to provide all the tools necessary for the business managers to make the best decisions, okay, in this very changing environment that we have. Okay, so we have to be very close to the business. We need to understand what is happening in the market. We need to understand what are the challenges that the business managers are facing, and we have to help them with many tools as we can, okay, so they can develop their business in a kind of more safe environment, okay, or at least having more information that they used to have in the past in order to do these decisions, okay, with more information. Okay, so basically we have to be very close to the business, and we have to provide all the input that we can, okay, but not only about the past. I think now is more about the future and the prospects and the different business models going forward, rather than just saying, okay, these are the numbers from the past. That doesn't help now. What you need to provide is more information about the future.
So that's something that we are seeing in many other industries. Many corporate functions really focused on understanding the business as much as the business does, understanding the market, modeling information. If you would recommend or add any other thing, this being the core, to succeed, the must-have, which would be?
Yeah, for me, the must-have is to really understand the business as much as possible. Okay, if you don't put on the shoes of the business managers, it's very difficult that you can add value. Okay, so you need to understand the business. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand the business as they do, because they have been operating in this business for many years, but at least you need to have all the basics and understand what is driving the market, what is driving that moment, what is driving that business that they are putting on the table, in order to provide an opinion. Okay, because now we have to put opinions on the table. At the end of the day, the final decision will be from the business manager, but now the business people are looking into your eyes saying, what do you think? And you need to have an opinion on that, okay? And once again, the opinion is more focused on the future than on the past, okay?
That's great. That's a great place to be. I think as professionals in the corporate area, not so much on operate in the past, but ask for our opinion. I think that it puts quite a nice challenge ahead of us.
Yeah, it is, because the past, everybody understand that you are providing reliant past information, okay? But now that the world is changing on a day-to-day basis, you need to be focused more on the future, okay? Or to focus on top of the past, to focus as well on the future. And for that, you need to provide information very quickly, okay? Sometimes we saw in the past that the information was coming after a month. That is not useful anymore. Then now you have to do all the transformation, digital transformation, incorporate systems, procedures, and everything in order to provide information on the right time.
Yeah. It's we like to call it in entity data insights anytime.
Exactly. Very, very good. Very good. I like that.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Eva. It has been a pleasure to talk to you, to share your views and that so interesting path ahead that you have in the industry and in the function. And we thank you all for joining us in this series, and we hope to see you in the next one.